Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the range. Today I have a fun one. We're going to be looking at some 5.7 by 28 reloads that I've been working on. Let's see how they perform. Alright, so let's just take a quick look at these bullets. These are a hollow point. They're from CK Bullets. They're 32 grains. And we are using some true blue powder with them. And we'll talk about the powder ranges. We're going to be doing a load workup. We'll see how these perform as we go up through it and see if we can get them going nice and hot and spicy without being overpressured. All right, we've got 5.3 grains of true blue. We're going to be shooting it out of the M&P 5-inch barrel. And we're going to see what types of velocities we get with the 5.3 grains of true blue. 1979, 1854, and 1877. We had an average of 1903, the standard deviation of 66.3. We had a pretty big spring spread. 1979, 1864. Why? I don't know. Let's next go up to 5.5 grains and see what we get with that. Previous one was 5.7. Now we're at 5.9. Right? Let's see what the 5.9 does. Could not acquire. Let's try to get a little bit better over this thing. 2036. 2018. I kind of like that. That's not bad. So again, that was 5.9 grains. Next we're going to be going up to 6.1. That's our 5.9. We'll go up to 6.1 and we'll see how 6.1 does. We're going to have to do our best to try and find some of these shell casings. They're flying all over the place and I'm out in the mud today. So let's load up and get moving. Okay, now we're at 6.1 grains, and this is about where I've been targeting with this true blue. We'll see what kind of velocities we get with it. And I'm either going to go with the 5.9 or 6.1. Let's see what a velocity increase we get. Error, couldn't pick up the projectile. 2027. 2025, 2030, and 2133. A big jump up in that. I think I'll probably stick with the 5.9. All right, so I was able to recover a few of these rounds, and I'm not seeing any pressure signs with them. I mean, maybe a little bit with this one, a little bit of flow back. So probably walk it back down to 5.9, and we'll run it there. Let's test it in the other gun, though. All right, so I got a couple more 6.1 rounds. I want to see what it does in the rock. 2080. Ooh, we got a failure. Trigger bar's crappy reloads. And it is stuck in there. All right, well, I'm not going to shoot much more of those 6.1s, especially in this gun, because it seems to have problems with hotter loads, so we will back it down. All right, this was the round. Tried chambering it, and it is not chambering. So let's try and shoot it out of the M&P and see if it works there. Yeah, this is crappy reloads by Trigger Bar. It won't reload or chamber in there. I probably resized it bad. See what that 6.1 would do in this configuration. 2418, 2386, 2394, and 2329. Let's go see if I can find some of those projectiles. All right, well, I got some more of the 5.9, so let's try some of that 5.9. In our PSA Rock, which has the 5.2 inch barrel, just a little bit longer barrel. And then we'll also try it in our Ruger LC57, see what kind of velocities we get out of that. So let's keep testing this 5.9 grains, which is I think probably what I'll be going with. 2059. Trigger bar. Your really loads suck. 2025. All right, let's see how the LC carbine does with these. 2414. 2369. 2332. And 2346. See if we can't find some of those shells and see how we're doing with those. All right, well, as you can tell, I still need to do a little bit more work with getting my sizing dies correct. And I think I kind of know where my maximum is. I think it's probably around 5.9 grains. Fortunately, I wasn't able to find any shell casings with that. The ones I did with earlier with 5.9, those seemed just fine. 5.9, 5.8, somewhere in there. Again, always use your own reloads. This shows the importance of how you build up from lower velocities to higher velocities to see where you're going to be hitting the end of your maximum powder for your gun, for your capability, for your cartridge that in case strength that you're going to be shooting out of. Let me know what you think. Are you a 5.7 by 28 reloader? What are some of the magic tips that you have? What are the dies? I've been using Hornady. I've also used Lee. The Lee kind of fell apart for me and I had a whole bunch of problems. I've had less problems with the Hornady, but maybe I'm having a little bit of reliability issues with them today. So let me know what you think. Please put your comments below. Tell me what you think about the 5.7 by 28 round. I like the velocities that I saw out of the LC carbine. And we're going to take just a little look at the end here at the velocities that we had over all of these guns. Let's get going. All right, so let's just talk a little bit about the add up here for these Ratty reloads. And really, I think the load level, the amount of True Blue that I'm putting in here is about right. Probably going to go long term with the 5.9 inch, but in just kind of, sorry, the 5.9 grains. Kind of thinking about it, the 6.1, they were showing some pressure signs, but I wasn't getting any pop primers. And looking at this add up, I think I probably may end up going with the 6.1 grains or maybe a 6.0 grains, somewhere in between the two. I do need to do some work and checking on my sizing. I definitely did some more investigations after I got back from this range trip and found that some of the rounds just weren't sized properly. And I took the bullets out, I tried resizing them. For whatever reason, those cases would not resize to fit in a case gauge. And no matter what I did and no matter how many times I sized them, I couldn't get them to fit. So what I ended up doing is chucking them. So now as part of my process, I'm just going to do a quick case gauge check after every resize, and if it doesn't fit, I'm going to chuck it. I do tend to have more problems with the AAC new shell cases than the traditional FN shell cases on the resizing. So is there something with those cases that don't lend themselves to resizing? They're definitely that gray, kind of metallic looking. I do believe it's still brass, but we're going to have to check that out and see if there is something with that. And so I'll look forward to it in more reloading videos. But for now, I just want to wrap up this Ratty Reloads video, talk about some of the results that we got with this True Blue and the 32 grain CK bullets. We saw certainly, I think, what are some decent handgun loads around 300 energy foot-pounds. And then when you move it into the LC carbine, you get up to around 400 energy foot-pounds, which is still pretty low for a carbine, but definitely something that the bullet is moving. And that brings up another topic that would like to discuss, maybe not now, but probably in a future video. But it's the wounding that happens when you have bullets traveling over 2,100 feet per second. There have been many medical journals and many other studies that have been done on ballistics that show that when bullets are traveling at rifle speeds over 2,100 feet per second, that the permanent wound channel is very different than those that are going at a medium, think shotgun levels, and those that are going at handgun levels of guns. So definitely something I want to explore, and whether or not the 5.7 by 28 would be able to achieve that. Let me know what you think. Please put your comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what other testing you'd like to see. And if you have any thoughts on how to improve this and make it from a ratty reload to a good reload. Everyone take care and have a great day.